A cop stops a car for traveling faster than the posted speed limit. Since he's in a good mood that day, he decides he might give the fellow a break and write him out a warning instead of a ticket. So, he asks the man his name. Fred, the driver replies. Fred what? The officer asks. Just Fred, the man responds. When the officer presses him for a last name, the man tells him that he used to have a last name but lost it. The officer thinks he has a nutcase on his hands but plays along with it. Tell me, Fred, how did you lose your last name? The man replies, It's a long story, so stay with me. I was born Fred Dingaling. I know, funny last name. The kids used to tease me all the time. So I stayed to myself. I studied hard and got good grades. When I got older, I realized that I wanted to be a doctor. I went through college, medical school, internship, residency, finally got my degree, so I was Fred Dingaling, Maryland. After a while I got bored being a doctor, so I decided to go back to school. Dentistry was my dream. Got all the way through school, got my degree, so I was now Fred Dingaling, Maryland, DDS. Got bored doing dentistry, so I started fooling around with my assistant. She gave me VD. So, I was Fred Dingaling, Maryland, DDS with VD. Well, the AD found out about the VD, so they took away my DDS, so I was Fred Dingaling, Maryland with VD. Then the AMA found out about the AD taking away my DDS because of the VD, so they took away my Maryland, leaving me as Fred Dingaling with VD. Then the VD took away my Dingaling. So now I'm just Fred. The officer walked away in tears, laughing. Two guys were picked up by the cops for smoking dope and appeared in court before the judge. The judge said, "You seem like nice young men, and I'd like to give you a second chance rather than jail time. I want you to go out this weekend and try to show others the evils of drug use and persuade them to give up drugs forever. I'll see you back in court Monday." Monday, the two guys were in court, and the judge said to the first one, "How did you do over the weekend?" "Well, Your Honor, I persuaded 17 people to give up drugs forever." 17 people? That's wonderful. What did you tell them? I used a diagram, Your Honor. I drew two circles like this, and told them this, the big circle, is your brain before drugs, and this, small circle, is your brain after drugs. That's admirable, said the judge. And you, how did you do? To the second guy. Well, Your Honor, I persuaded 156 people to give up drugs forever. 156 people. That's amazing. How did you manage to do that? Well, I used the same two circles. I pointed to the small circle and told them, this is your ass club for prison. Who says cops don't have a sense of humor? The following were taken off of actual police car videos around the country. Relax, the handcuffs are tight because they were new. They'll stretch out after you wear them a while. Take your hands off the car, and I'll make your birth certificate a worthless document. If you run, you'll only go to jail tired. Can you run faster than 1,200 feet per second? In case you didn't know, that is the average speed of a 9mm bullet fired from my gun. So you don't know how fast you were going. I guess that means I can write anything I want on the ticket, huh? Yes, sir, you can talk to the shift supervisor, but I don't think it will help. Oh, did I mention that I am the shift supervisor? Warning. You want a warning? Okay, I'm warning you not to do that again, or I'll give you another ticket. The answer to this last question will determine whether you are drunk or not. Was Mickey Mouse a cat or a dog? Fair. You want me to be fair? Listen, Fair is a place where you go to ride on rides, eat cotton candy, and step in monkey poop. Yeah, we have a quota. 2 more tickets and my wife gets a toaster oven. In God we trust, all others we run through and chick. Just how big were those 2 beers? No sir, we don't have quotas anymore. We used to have quotas, but now we're allowed to write as many tickets as we want. I'm glad to hear the chief of police is a good personal friend of yours. At least you know someone who can post your bail. You didn't think we give pretty women tickets? You're right, we don't. Sign here. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, the FBI, and the CIA are all trying to prove that they are the best at apprehending criminals. The president decides to give them a test. He releases a rabbit into a forest and each of them has to catch it. The CIA goes in. They place animal informants throughout the forest. They question all plant and mineral witnesses. After 3 months of extensive investigations, they conclude that rabbits do not exist. The FBI goes in. After 2 weeks with no leads, they burn the forest, killing everything in it, including the rabbit, and they make no apologies. The rabbit had it coming. The LAPD goes in. They come out 2 hours later with a badly beaten bear. The bear is yelling, "Okay. Okay. I'm a rabbit. I'm a rabbit." Sitting on the edge of the highway waiting to catch speeders, a state police officer saw a car driving along at 22 miles per hour. He thinks to himself, that car is just as dangerous as a speeder. So, he turns his lights on and pulls the car over. Approaching the car, he notices there are 5 old ladies, 2 at the front and 3 at the back, wide-eyed and looking like ghosts. The driver, obviously confused, said, "Officer, I don't understand, I wasn't doing over the speed limit. What did you pull me over for?" "Ma'am," the officer said, "you should know that driving slower than the speed limit can also be dangerous." "Slower than the speed limit?" "No, sir. I was doing exactly 22 miles an hour, the old woman said proudly. The officer, trying not to laugh, explains that 22 is the route number, not the speed limit. A little embarrassed, the woman smiled and thanked the officer for pointing out her error. "Before I go, ma'am, I have to ask, is everyone okay? These women seem badly shaken and haven't said a word since I pulled you over." "Oh, they'll be all right in a minute, officer. We just got off Route 142,